caravan of camels from his town to another town, through a city to which he'd never travelled before. As he and the camels snaked their way through this city, they passed a walled orchard. He knew what the orchard grew because hanging over the wall was a branch from a tree. And hanging from that branch were 3 of the most succulent, juicy peaches he had ever seen in his entire life. And the aroma that crept up and over that wall and intoxicated him was very, very heady. The lead camel was very graceful. She was beautiful. She moved with ease and grace. The camel driver, when he saw those 3 peaches, suddenly was pricked with envy. And he said to himself, why is it that I must spend my life moving from place to place to place to place, when there are places such as this, where people are rooted to the earth, where they can stay and raise their families, and they can make their living from the earth? I have to trod from here to there. And that shard of envy entered his heart and buried itself deep. Meanwhile, the orchard owner was sitting in the gateway of his orchard, and he looked up and he saw that beautiful, graceful camel, and he saw that camel driver, and that same shard of envy entered his heart, and he said to himself, why is it that I must be rooted to the spot? Why is it that I must spend my years and spend my days digging my hands into the clammy earth, when a man such as this can wend his way across the land and take in everything, all the beauty of this earth? As the camel driver was leading his camels past the walled orchard, the lead camel stretched up its neck and broke off that branch with those 3 juicy peaches and consumed them. The orchard owner, pricked with this envy and now consumed with rage, picked up a stone and threw it at the camel. It hit the camel right between the eyes. The camel fell dead on the spot. The camel driver, seized with rage at the death of his camel, and having that shard of envy buried in his heart, picked up a stone and threw it at the orchard owner. And the orchard owner turned away, but not quick enough, and it hit him in the temple. And the orchard owner fell dead on the spot. The camel driver was mortified. He'd not meant to kill anyone. It was a reflex action, he hadn't meant it. And he looked this way and that way, he took out his knife and he cut the rope. And leaving the camel there on the ground, he began to pull the second camel, which was now the lead camel. Come on, come on. And he began to pull the camel, but from inside the gates of the orchard came a voice. 2 voices. Murderer! Murderer, they said. You killed our father, stop there! And he tried to move, but the camels they delayed him. And the 2 sons of the orchard owner came out of the orchard and they seized him. They said, murderer, you killed our father, and today you will die. And he said, please, 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 accept blood money, don't take my life. I have a wife, I have children. We had a father, they said, and you killed him. Never again will we drink hot sweet tea with our father because of you. Never again will we go to the market and sell peaches with our father because of you. Why should you get away with that? We're going to take you to the judge, and we're going to ask for what is our right to ask for. Blood for blood. And no matter how he complained and begged and pleaded, they dragged him away. They dragged him through the streets, and a crowd gathered and followed them until they came to the judge's house. And the judge came out and he sat and he listened to both sides of the story. And the judge, he said to the 2 sons of the orchard owner, he said, will you not accept blood money for the death of your father? Why should another life be senselessly lost? Why should more blood be spilled? Because it's our right, said the son. Our right, blood for blood. He killed our father, his blood must be spilt. The judge turned to the camel driver and he said, my friend, it is their right to ask for your death. An accident or no, you did kill their father. And so I'm afraid you must say your prayers. Prepare to meet your maker, because today you will die. And out came the executioner with his sword ready. And the sheepskin rug was laid out, and the camel driver was pushed down to his knees. And when he felt the cold steel of the executioner's sword on the back of his neck, he said, stop, please. You have to grant the request of a dying man, a condemned man. Please, he said, give me 3 days' grace. Give me 3 days' grace to go back to my village to take care of some business, and I will return and I will face my death. And the judge said, this man has asked for 3 days grace, but I can't give it just so. Somebody amongst these people here must be prepared to take your place for 3 days. Is anyone willing to take his place? And all the people said, we're going to take his place. We don't know this man. He's a stranger. Why should we take his place? Accept your fate, said one person. Kneel down and die. Another person said, it would be good. No. Why should he? He came here as a stranger. He came here, killed one of ours. He deserves to die right now. Kill him. And then a voice, a very small, quiet voice from the back of the crowd said, I'll take his place. And everybody turned and looked. There was an old man with a long grey beard. Not as grey as yours, but long grey beard, long hair. And he pushed his way through the crowd. And he said, I'll take his place. And the judge said, old man, you know what this means? He said, I know what it means. I'll take his place. And the people said, old man, don't be foolish. I've seen you with your grandchildren. Don't you want to enjoy them? Come back. He said, I'll take his place. And the judge said, but if he doesn't return in 3 days, you will lose your life. Let me worry about that, said the old man. You, camel driver, get up. Go back to your village. I'll take your place. I will see you in 3 days' time. The judge said, he has spoken. And the camel driver said, thank you. And he kissed the old man on both cheeks. And he was gone. And the people said, you foolish old man. You foolish, foolish old man. Do you think you're ever going to see that man again? Hey, he's never going to come back. You're going to lose your life. Your blood will be spilt for a complete stranger. The old man said, let me worry about that. The old man's hands were tied and he was led off down to the dungeons. And there he stayed 1, 2, 3 days. On the 4th morning he was brought up from the dungeon. And there stood the executioner, and now a big crowd, everybody was there to see what would happen. And the judge said to the old man, I'm sorry. There's been no sign of the camel driver, and you offered to take his place, and now you must die. Say your prayers. Prepare to meet your maker. The old man said, well, I tried. He went down on his knees, and he spoke to his God. And after he finished saying his prayers, he went down and prepared to die. The executioner raised his sword. He was just about to strike when someone said, stop! Dust! And everybody looked in the direction. And sure enough, there was someone galloping towards them furiously on the back of a camel. And this person jumped down and removed the cloth from around his face. It was the camel driver. Nobody could believe their eyes. The camel driver had returned. And he threw himself down on his knees and he helped the old man to stand up. And he said, old man, thank you. You've done me a great service, but now I'm ready to die. Thank you very much. And he went down on his hands and knees, and he said his prayers, and he said, I'm ready. And the judge said, wait a minute. What just happened here? You, where did you go? Tell me, where did you go? And furthermore, why did you come back? He said, in my village, an old woman, an old widow, had entrusted her jewels to me. If I had died in this village, nobody else knew where her jewels were. My family's name would have been mud from now for 7 generations to come. I couldn't take that risk. Furthermore, I had to go and tell my son why he would never see me again. Furthermore, old man, he said, if I was a little late and I caused you any pain, I am sorry. But I had to keep my word, both to the old widow woman and to you. So now I'm here and I'm ready to die. He put his head down. The judge said, get up. Stand. Old man, explain yourself. Why did you offer to take this man's place? The old man said, because I was brought up in a time when men's words were their bond. If a man said he would do something, he would do it. I want to live still in that time. And if that time does not exist, I'd rather not be here. And if this man had not have come, I would have willingly faced my death. Because that life, I know what I do not wish to live. The judge said, this is incredible. This is amazing. He said, well, I was brought up to believe that without no compassion and without mercy, there could be no judgment. And so I say to you today, there will be no blood spilt. There will be no death. And he turned to the sons of the orchard owner and he said, you will accept blood money for the death of your father. Everybody has learnt a great lesson today. Come, let us eat together and talk. And that's what they did. That is the end of my story.